Good morning. I am obviously not the mayor. He is on his way to Philadelphia to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And as mayor of America's first European settlement, we always like to remind our friends in St. Augustine of that. And as part of the procession of mayors in downtown Philadelphia, they're going to be walking together from City Hall to Independence Hall. And a symposium on the Constitution and democracy is going to be held at the Museum of the American Revolution. He's obviously going to be back in town in time for the 4th of July, the Independence Day celebrations here in Pensacola. So, got an important update on the donut strike for Manna, the fundraiser at our friends at the Pensacola Fire Department and Pensacola Police Department undertake each year. They've raised enough money and food to provide 9,880 healthy meals to people in our community. Overall, the campaign that raises money for our good friends at Manna Food generated enough food and funds to provide 47,895 healthy meals, food for a day for 15,965 people. Thank you to the community for your support and all of our good friends at Pensacola Police and Pensacola Fire for their efforts. I was honored last evening to attend the graduation ceremony of the George Stone Law Enforcement Academy class number 72. It's held here at First Assembly of God there on Bayou Boulevard. Chief Winstrom, Councilman Bear, several members of the Pensacola Police Department and other law enforcement agencies in the area joined the family and friends of the now recent graduates for the ceremony, and we congratulate all of them. And there's 4 of them that are going to come to work here for the Pensacola Police Department. Trash reminder: the July 4th holiday means that we got another change in the collection routes and days. Everything's bumped up a day. So Thursday routes are being collected today. Friday routes will be collected Thursday, and then next week we'll return back to normal. Speaking of this weekend, Saturday, July 4th, 10 a.m. on Palafox at Plaza Ferdinand, specifically in the mid-block crossing between East Government and East Zaragoza. We are going to have a ceremony there to help celebrate the dedication of the new Palafox, along with commemorating the aforementioned 250th anniversary of the United States. Special occasion recognizes the completion of a transformative project that enhances downtown Pensacola, at the same time honoring the history and tradition here in the city of Pensacola. We're proud to share the new Palafox streetscape that was completed on time, 2 days ahead of the incentivized completion date and on budget. Work on the side streets continues and will wrap up by late October or early November. Just a reminder, there's a lot going on downtown. Parking remains free all day except for the Main Street garage, which is limited to 2 hours. But we are going to be having the Palafox Market. I know the Firecracker 5Ks being held that morning as well, so it's going to be busy, so just plan accordingly, but we certainly hope we got a good crowd out there to help us celebrate the 250th as well as formally dedicate the new Palafox. Other good news, reminder on the Roger Scott. I think the mayor announced that last week from the podium that the Roger Scott pool will indeed be opening this season. It's going to happen on the 4th of July, on Independence Day, and those hours are 9 a.m. to noon, and then a second session from 12:30 to 3:30. Breaking news, the pool passed the inspection, its formal inspection on Tuesday afternoon, is cleared to open on Saturday. I know Tanya's here. I want to thank Tanya and all of the good folks in the Parks and Rec Department for really getting a quick turn on hitting the ground running and getting making the most out of an unfortunate situation. In addition, I want to call out the good folks at the YMCA as well as our friends at Department of Health for help accommodating, and importantly, Logan Boyette at Boyette's for providing the temporary facility to allow us to to open this season. Dunwoody Park, long-planned refresh of the playground at Dunwoody, which most of us know as Cowboy Park, is getting close, and we have a unique opportunity for the public to provide input, and that's happening this Friday on the 3rd. The park's getting a Western-themed play equipment that harkens back to its Cowboy Park roots. $200,000 for the project is part of Direction 25 investment in our city parks and public spaces, and that's funded in a large part with our local options sales tax revenue. We're planning a community input session at 5:30 on the 3rd at the park to reach our most discerning citizens, and that is the kids who play there. The input session is tied to the annual 4th of July Bike Parade neighborhood celebration at the park, which starts at 6. Our Parks and Rec team will be on hand, as well as mock-ups for a couple of options for the designs. There'll be a couple of other opportunities for the public to weigh in. Gull Point and Vickery Center, voting on the new design will close on the 10th. We're very excited about getting new, refreshed equipment there at such an important and visible park in the city of Pensacola. You may have seen that we were awarded a $1 million Brownfield grant from the EPA. And that's going to help to support 2 projects on the city's west side. This is our first brownfields multipurpose grant from the EPA. They can be used for assessments, cleanup activities, brownfield redevelopment analysis, and all of those activities that are key to repurposing blighted properties. The two prioritized projects that we included in our application were the Gibson School Building and the Baptist Hospital Legacy Campus. They can be used for environmental assessment and cleanup activities across both priority sites in the West Side Community Redevelopment Area. Application was submitted in January, and it's great news that we received the maximum ask. Our team is getting to work on recommendations for the highest and best use of those funds. Something that's happening next week on July 6th, our 311 will be soft launching Penny. Penny is our new AI assistant to help with handling some of our constituent questions. Penny's going to be learning during her soft launch period, and we appreciate the feedback that she'll get. The company that is behind Penny is called Polymorphic. We have a 30-day soft launch period where she's going to answer overflow calls during office hours if other constituent services teams are busy. We'll handle calls from reporting a tree limb that needs trimming to a pothole that needs filling and everything in between. So we're looking forward to, again, that soft rollout and incorporating her into our 311 system. You may have noted, I think the mayor talked about it last week about the e-bike legislation. The governor vetoed that bill. However, we are still looking at some local rules we could put around safety, especially I think the mayor's big concern is those faster bikes, that the Class 3 e-bikes, which travel up to 28 miles an hour, and they're significantly faster and heavier than the Class 1 or Class 2 bikes. They really function more like motorcycles than traditional bicycles. So we want those bikes in particular. Some of the things we're looking at is requiring a valid learner's permit or driver's license to operate a Class 3 e-bike. City Attorney's Office has been working on a draft ordinance for consideration by the City Council, and a final internal review is expected here in the next week or two, with the proposed ordinance potentially going before City Council as soon as September. Other news, we found out that the $1.2 million in state funding as part of the budget survived the veto process, and we're certainly grateful for the efforts there to appropriate those funds to enhance safety and security along Palafox through the installation of those safety bollards. They were, if you may recall, they were included as a bid alternative during the new Palafox project, and we're currently, our city staff is evaluating the project plans along with the available funding to see what the best path forward. But that's good news, $1.2 million to help fund those bollards. Last, the street paving. Later this summer, we're going to see the city's annual street paving program begin. Probably looking around late July, early August. Public Works is working on finalizing the details of exactly when things will kick off. And recall, this is an effort that sets aside $1 million a year from local option sales tax to improve city streets. There's a database, GIS mapping method behind which streets get paved and when. In 2023, the city paid for an assessment of nearly 5,000 city blocks to create a pavement condition score. Using that range, the city prioritized roads the greatest need of repairs first, beginning in the southwest part of the city and then working its way towards the northeast. The FY26 round of paving is beginning, and the streets paving plan page of the city's website has a map that's going to allow you to look at which streets are scheduled for paving this year. Paving is going to take place over several months, and the contractor is required to go out beforehand and put up signage, and so follow the city's social media feeds for latest updates on that progress. And I think that's about it. That's all I have to share right now. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to attempt to answer them. Yes, sir.
Would you give us a quick rundown on street closures and timing for the fireworks show on Bayfront Parkway?
I don't have that at my fingertips. I would probably refer you to either the Public Works or probably PPD. I know they're Mike Wood and those folks. I just don't have it. I'm sure I know it's available, but I don't have it right here at my fingertips.
On the EPA grants that you mentioned, it also, is that related in any way to Sanders, the project over in Sanders Beach?
It is not. It's different.
And do you know, on that project, has there been any movement since last year when I think they were looking for funding to move on to the next one?
They got funding to begin that first phase, and I think they were still looking. They did secure the funding for the first phase, and the second phase, I think, is what's still outstanding. But that project is moving forward with the folks from Region 4. Phase 1 is. Yes, sir.
David, on the bringing back the bollards.
Yes, sir.
With this extra money.
Yes.
That showed up. Will new construction have to occur? The bollards are sunk into the ground, right? And then they're lifted.
It's certainly one of the things we're looking at, but the short answer is yes. My understanding is there would have to be some prep work that would be done to the streets in order to accommodate these bollards. Yeah.
Do you have a timeline when this would begin?
I don't. I know that, again, we just officially found that we were awarded the grant, or that the funding survived, and I think, again, we're looking, because I think the initial cost was almost twice that, and so I think it's twofold. One, looking at what the available funding is there additional funds that are going to be needed, and if so, where those funds are going to come from, or what's the scale of the project, and what's the time frame. So I think all that's being reassessed right now, but I think that there's some urgency to moving forward with a plan in putting those dollars to use.
On the 311
Yeah.
AI assist, I guess, can you kind of explain that a little bit more, how that kind of came about, and is it a free trial type thing, or is it a contract the city?
No, we've been working with the company Polymorphic. I think that, like everybody else, the city is looking at ways to responsibly use AI. In fact, that the IT director and myself are working on a more comprehensive look at developing a committee across the city departments to look at exactly what that looks like as far as implementation of utilizing AI and how to use it responsibly, where to use it, what limits to put on it. So this is kind of the first step. This is something that our IT team has been working with this company on for some time. And so this is the next step. It's this agent, and this is sort of the soft rollout. And then I think it's going to be handling overflow calls initially, and then looking at see what that next phase looks like. So something that Mayor's very interested in, and I know he's through the U.S. Conference of Mayors. He's been to several forums and has been encouraging us, we'll say that, the IT team and the folks in the city administration to be forward-thinking, but also be responsible. And so that's something that we talked about at our last Leadership Development Institute, and that's something that's progressing, but this is sort of the initial step.
And do you know what the contract with Polymorphic is? It you know what the cost of that?
I don't have that. We can certainly get that for you. I don't have it right now. Anything else? Thank you all. Mayor will be back next week. Have a happy Independence Day and safe, and hopefully it's not too hot. Thank you.